Hey everybody, Nick here, and today we got a disassembly and maintenance video for you on this little guy. This is the Brian Nadeau Micro Typhoon. I'm very interested to see how this one goes. Rayot has a nasty habit of free-spinning pivots and thread locker. Hopefully they've gotten past that, but nevertheless, we're going to try and give this guy a shot. Let's see here. One thing to note, I'm using these guys. These are Scout Leather Company drivers. They're just Torx bit holders, let's be real here, but more expensive. The real question is whether they're worth a damn, but I'm going to be, evaluating that during the course of today's review, so if you're sitting there thinking, oh, what the heck? For other tools, check out my knife disassembly toolkit video. Oh, Rayot, you're freaking killing me already. 10 seconds in and you're killing me. Just like they're trying to take me out. So what I'm going to do here to deal with their freaking pivot issues is to grab another T10 bit, put it in this handle here. I want to see if we can turn it from the other side. We may end up having to cancel this disassembly outright. Because, yeah... But let's see. No, okay, we broke it loose. That's good at least. Oh, man, Rayot. Why you gotta do that? It's like David Dang hates me personally. Okay, and it's still spinning freely. Guys. All right. Continue to unscrew. That was a little sketchy there for a moment, but we're good. All right, hopefully we'll pop loose. Okay. Yep, so we were thread locked and free spinning, but luckily because it's tooled on both sides, because Brian Nadeau may hate us even if Brian Nadeau may love us even if Rayot hates us. We're all set there. Now it looks like that was a T10, by the way, in the pivot screw. Looks like we are a probably T8. If it's T8, that is indeed proof that Brian loves us. That's T9. Where's my T8 bit? T7, come here, T8, T8, all right. Let's see if we can't pull this out, beautiful. Pull this out. Now, go ahead and array these screws over here, and we are all set. All righty. So let's take this guy apart and see what's going on the inside. So, one immediate thing to highlight here is, and kind of the thing that makes this, well, okay, there are many reasons this knife is kind of interesting, but one of the main things that makes this interesting is right here. We can see here, and I'll zoom in a little bit, is that this is the Brian Nadeau milled detent. The Rayot has not just made another ball detent, as they want to do. Instead, what they've built here is a little ramp, basically. Well, actually, more specifically, what Brian Nadeau has built and what he has made Rayot do is to build this in there. And this is actually kind of cool because it is asymmetrical. What that means is when you deploy the blade initially, it actually requires some force to get it in there, but when you bring it back up onto the blade, there's a nice ramp for it. So it's sort of a detent ball with a built-in ramp there. And I think it probably can be fine-tuned a little bit better. So I am honestly really glad to see, here I'll zoom back out a little bit, I'm really glad to see that Brian has made Rayot use that, because that's one of the things that makes his custom, I guess it's custom work, more special, more interesting, more different, and to see it here is reassuring. It's something I appreciated very much. See, and just even when I first, so the story of this guy is I was meeting with a buddy of mine, a guy named Mercon, well, at least that's his Reddit name, fine guy, and he runs the knife swap forum over there on the Reddit, and, but anyways, he and I are just having lunch, because I'm in the area now, and, he brings his Pelican case, I bring my knife roll, as we want to do as knife geeks during a lunch, and we're looking through this, and I handle this, it's like, holy crap, this is the first time I'd gotten a chance to check one of these guys out. A number of you had offered it to me, and I thank each and every one of you guys, but, it just was right there in my hands, and it was like, I hadn't necessarily been planning to check it out, because, Brian Nadeau, I like his work a lot. He's one of the makers I absolutely respect, and I think is doing great stuff generally. But they're not necessarily to my taste. Big pocket peck and flipper tabs, that kind of thing. And, with Rayot's, I don't know, they're a company that I like at some level. They can do really good machining, but they also frustrate me endlessly with things like free-spinning Loctite pivots and, just other annoyances, thin blade grinds. I'm sorry, very thick blade grinds, that kind of thing. And so the two of that together made me think, you know, okay, neat, why not? Maybe down the road if I give a damn. But I'll probably pass on that one because I got so many other things I got to take a look at first. Then I handled one. It was just like, and I think I asked him right then, so can I take this guy home for review? And he said, yes, as a matter of fact, you can. And because, you know, it's just like, okay, this is something worth sharing. It's something new and different. It's not just a Brian Nadeau, you know, shaped knife that, well, it's not shaped like Brian Nadeau, unless he looks very different than I remember him looking. Actually met the guy at Blade Show a couple of years back. But anyways, yeah, it's not just like a knife that Rayot made that looks a whole lot like some of the stuff Brian Nadeau makes. No, it is one of his knives. It is kind of that's the way it works. And so I like that a lot, actually. Go ahead and clean this guy off a little bit. Try and remove some of the harder thread locker here. Would it really kill Rayot to throw a D-shaped pivot in these things? Their company is a production maker, and I hate to feel like I'm beating up on them because they do good work. I mean, they are among the better Chinese knife makers at this point in time. Not, again, that Chinese is the merit here, just, yeah. But they tend to do the same gripey things over and over again, like the free spinning pivots, etc. And so, you know, seeing that some of those things have been minimized here, and likely through heavy intervention with Brian, I gather, just because it seems like he's the kind of person who would be controlling every step of this process. It's really reassuring to see, you know, what they can do when they're made to do it really right. And I hope next time he, you know, is able to get him into doing the doing the pivot right, so we don't have this issue. But whatever, it is what it is. So now the knife has been kind of cleaned up. There's not really anything left to clean here. We've got everything all set here. Is that staining? No. Okay. Just making sure we're not rusting up here. Okay, so now it's reassembly time. So let's go ahead and put the knife back together here. One thing that I'm recalling here is that the pivot went in from the side here, like from the show side. So I'll need to make sure and reconstruct it, you know, upside down, so to speak. And since this is a knife with a great action, I'm going to go ahead and use some 10-weight nano oil here to help preserve that. Again, check my disassembly toolkit video for links on all of these various items, except the Scout leather drivers, which are not in there yet, but will be soon because I will update that video. So if you're watching that video and you're like, but Nick, they are in there. I'm not just gaslighting you here. That's what's going on. Okay, so I've gone ahead, I've put the washer down, the bearing, that is. By the way, ceramic ball bearings here, which is one of those things that I don't, oh, come on, focus. It's one of those things I don't really super care about, but it is kind of a nice thing to do. So, you know, why not? Let's go ahead and put this back into position. I've applied some oil as well to the blade itself. I'm sorry, to the pivot itself. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead. Oil. Oil you. Oil. Your detent ball, or, well, it's not a detent ball, your detent ramp. Your detent something? I need to freaking ask Brian what this thing is called. Either way, your detent thingy, I've gone ahead and I've oiled the path where that thingy travels. The thingy path is the technical term there. And so now we should be good to go. Now I'm just going to set everything back down and hopefully we'll get everything. Uh-oh. We got ourselves a slight problem there. Oh, that's just because this fell out. Okay, we're good. Yeah. Beautiful. This looks to be just another stabilizer for the back spacer. I don't entirely understand why it needs to be there, but that's not a dig, by the way. That's not me saying, oh, Brian, why'd you freaking put that there? No, I don't freaking know. But it is just, you know, I'm curious. So if you're watching this and you understand why that needed to be there, because with the 2 screws, it should be plenty fine. But, whatever. I won't argue with a little bit of extra oomph in the build. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just slide the pivot screw in here very loosely. I just want to get it in position. Sorry, there's a child baby screaming across the way because that is apparently all that child does is just scream. And because it's the San Diego and the windows are nice, well, the windows are actually relatively unimpressive, not well insulated and whatnot, but windows are open because the weather is nice. It is just a constant fact of my life. Like, I want to buy a gift box of NyQuil and just send it their way. Hint, hint. No, don't drug your children. Don't drug other people's children either. But either way, the constant screaming is annoying me only marginally more than it's likely annoying the parents. Alrighty. So, we're going to tighten this down. That was a complete and total diversion. I'm going to keep tightening the pivot down because, yeah, right now it's too loose. So, where is my other freaking driver? Because David Dang hates me. David Dang, of course, is the, I don't know what the heck his position is at Rayart, but he's the head honcho, the big cheese. Any other number of idioms that won't translate solidly into Chinese. And, either way, he's the one who hates me. I don't know if he hates me, except by virtue of the free spinning pivots, which indicate that he does. Okay, fully tightened down. This guy has a really nice action. Flips just delightfully. Oh yeah, the Nadeau detent is a beautiful thing. And the knife is back together. And life is good. So there we go. I hope this has been interesting to you. Sorry about the crying. Again, not my circus, not my monkeys. And have yourselves just an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. And I hope you, yeah, I can't even. I hope you have a good one. Bye now.